Amazing.
Hello, this is Michael Eure, and I'd like to invite you to the Michael Eure Show, featuring student hosts and very special guests talking about a variety of interesting topics. You can find us on the Eagle Stream YouTube channel.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Kevin Sevilla, and I'm a START Ambassador, SGA Senator, and a lot more, but I'm a student leader here at Wake Tech Community College.
Hi everyone, I am Marjorie. I'm a host today. Together with Kevin and Michael, I am an SGA treasurer, I am an honors program student, and I am also a success coach ambassador. So we're happy to have you all here today.
And today we have a special guest here. Michael, you can introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Michael Eure. You guys can call me Mike if you would like. Hey, don't mind. I am a first-year student at Wake Tech, and I'm super excited to be here.
We all are super excited to have Michael here. And today we're just going to be talking about enjoying outdoor and indoor recreation right in North Carolina. And it could be beyond North Carolina. So we'd just like to hear what everyone has to say. So if people have questions or if people have anything that they want to talk about, can you please put it in the chat? That way we can talk about it and we know who is available. And yeah, so I think I'm going to have Kevin start talking right
now. Right before I start, we're gonna start a few quick videos.
The Care Center is here to provide wraparound services for our students for when out-of-the-classroom challenges arise. I'm Mike Coleman, Dean of Student Engagement and Impact here at Wake Tech.
My name is Magdalene Christ, and I'm a student at Wake Tech in the Associate of Science program. The Care Center at Wake Tech has been a great hub for resources
such as food, success coaching, technology support, brief mental health counseling, emergency financial assistance, and transportation assistance.
I've gotten a lot of great help with questions and just navigating Wake Tech. If I'm ever having a tough day or a tough time in class, the student success coaches are always there to help me whenever I need it.
Students can connect with us by visiting one of our locations, online at our website, or by email.
So to my fellow students, if you ever need help with anything, the Care Center is your one-stop shop, and I highly recommend.
And most importantly, we are here to support our students and make sure that they soar.
All right, so that was a video about the Care Center. If people don't know what the Care Center is, it's in Building B, and it's a very great resource that Wake Tech has that helps you with anything else that's not academics. See, if you need financial assistance, you can go to the Care Center, and if you need emotional support, they do have a wellness center as well within the Care Center. So if people really needs just someone to talk to, counseling, you can also go to the Care Center. And a lot of my friends have used the Care Center. I myself have used the Care Center, and we can greatly recommend it to anybody else. So if you do not know, please do go to Wake Tech Extra. They're there. If you go to the Wake Tech Edu on the webpage, you can also find the Care Center as well.
And so, when it comes to a lot of self-care with the Care Center, there's a lot more things. But before we get into that, we want to mention the engineering program, and we have a video for y'all dedicated to that right now.
It's no surprise that many leaders start their careers in engineering. Engineers are curious, creative, and methodical. They're problem solvers and thinkers, and they work in biotechnology, construction, and everything in between. With an associate in engineering degree from Wake Tech, you're on your way to a career in engineering, computer science, or other professional fields that count on a strong background in math and science. Our program is designed to be a practical start for students who are interested in furthering their education at one of the many four-year universities in North Carolina and beyond. We've developed advising tools that are personalized and specific, so you can develop a plan that takes you from aspiration to achievement. With on-campus, online, and hybrid programs available, it's never been easier to discover your future at Wake Tech.
Okay, so If you are somebody considering to come to Wake Take, definitely please do come. The engineering department is very good. We have great professors and great resources. We also have our success coaches with Mr. Michael Eure, who's also our other success coach. It's a really great experience to just be in the engineering department. So if you haven't considered, please do consider becoming an engineer. So right now we're gonna have Michael talk about his experiences with Wake Take, how he's liking it so far. I mean, he's the new student right now.
I suppose I do get the chance to talk about the new experiences. So far, it's great. Funny enough, I am in the engineering program. Um, it's really great. Mr. Eure is a phenomenal human being. Another thing that I get to talk about is what I did over the summer. Philmont Scout Ranch. For those of you who haven't heard of it, it is this massive swath of land out in northern New Mexico. We can move on to the next slide. It is over 200 square miles of mountainous backpacking terrain in the southern portions of the Rockies, and over 14,000 people visited each summer. In 2021, they had 25,501 people show up. Just a hike, really. It has summer opportunities, fall and winter expeditions, along with a bunch of other specialized things, such as cavalcade, which is horseback. I worked there as staff. You can move on to the next slide. And staff. Hang on. I lost my train of thought. There are a lot of different staff opportunities at Philmont. I worked in outfitting, but there are also conservation opportunities, trading post, which is pretty much retail, rangers who do everything and anything in between, program instructors who teach participants anything, really anything. Anything from metalwork to shotgun shooting to gold panning, anything. And then there's food service, which I have a personal grudge with some folks who worked in food service, so we're not going to talk about them. We can move on to the next slide. These are some of the pictures that I took while I was on the job. Like I said, I worked in outfitting, so my job was to maintain equipment, be it pots, pans, pot lids, pan lids, tents of like 7 different years worth of tents. I think I folded and rolled at least 2,000 tents while I was out there. It's ridiculous. I also had to repair a handful of tents and manage bear bags and bear rope because Philmont is located in black bear country, so we do have to take care of bear procedures. Luckily, there haven't been any bears in base camp in the past decade, and no bears near base camp either, which is useful. If you guys would like, I can talk about the pictures of these slides, but really I'd rather not, so we can move on to the next slide. These are some pictures that I took while I was out and about in base camp. Base camp is probably at least 2 square miles of just staff housing and participant housing while they're not on the trail. Pull up my copy. You'll notice in this top left corner, there's a deer. That is a mule deer. There are lots of deer just out and about in base camp. They have no fear of humans, and really we have no fear of them. They're just deer. What can they do? The picture right next to it, that is the normal staff housing accommodations. So that'd be tier 1 staff, my pay grade. It's a small tent, really. Well, not small, it's quite sizable. It's at least 12 by 12. You're bunked with another person. I hope you'll really like each other because you're going to have to deal with each other a lot. The top right, that's a picture of a FedEx and a UPS truck right next to each other because you do get mail at Philmont. Really convenient, really helpful. Let's say you're halfway through the season and you just realized, oh wait, I forgot a sewing kit. You just order one off Amazon and it'll be there just like that. The rest of these pictures are just some beautiful views that I saw while I was out there, just out and about in base camp. Really pretty country there, amazing. I don't think that anything here in North Carolina compares to it, but let's see what we have on the next slide. The backcountry highlights. During my first month or so there, I had the beautiful opportunity to hike the Tooth of Time, which is this tooth shaped rock really protruding out from one of the southernmost mountains. That's why it's called the Tooth. It's called the Tooth of Time because when people were walking on foot to Santa Fe during the gold rush, when they saw that rock, they knew they were 2 weeks away from Santa Fe. It was a timekeep. Really useful. It was this hike that I took up the Tooth of Time was nothing shy of incredible. Really. The views were stunning. The folks I were with were amazing. It was great. But it does not compare to the next slide. Baldy Mountain. Baldy Mountain is 12,000 feet of elevation. It is the tallest point of all of Philmont. And it's called Baldy Mountain because it is bald on top. Nothing. Nothing grows there, aside from the occasional flower. Now, it isn't bald because it's above the tree line. In fact, it's well below. It's called that because when they did gold and copper mining, it stripped all the trees and everything that grew right off that mountain. So now it's bald. And that was one of the hardest hikes I'd ever been on. I'm an avid hiker, an avid outdoorsman, but scaling this thing was difficult. It is loose shale all the way to the top. And getting down, you just had to like sit on your bum and slide. It was kind of comical. A little painful, but comical. We can move on to the next slide. These are some of my favorite photos, like ever while I was out there. If you've never seen a dark sky before, one, highly recommend you get a chance to look at it because it's stunning. It isn't really dark. There are a bunch of colors that you wouldn't even dream of seeing in the sky. Reds, greens, blues, dotted with the glowing white stars. It's superb. It's just breathtaking. All the other pictures here do have a fun story about them, but this one here on the bottom right is very special to me. See, Philmont is a very dry place, very dry, and it has suffered wildfires in the past. In 2018, its worst one, the Ute Park fire, hit, and it got really close to base camp. It scorched maybe 12 feet deep of topsoil to just rock. It's burned, and it's going to take decades to recover. But that picture there is my favorite because it's showing the life coming back. It's showing the greenery coming back. It's showing the ferns, the small shrubs, and the trees dotting up in the landscape despite the scorched, shriveled ruins that are around it. It's kind of poetic. A little dark, but poetic. It's probably my favorite picture. That is all of my slides that I've prepared. I'm more than happy to answer any and every question that anyone has. I know that it was a little bit of a janky presentation, but I'll happily look at it.
Hey, there's no need to be scared, Michael. Your experience is valid, and it sounds like you had an incredible time. Can you tell us what's like one of the biggest things that you've learned from your experience in New Mexico?
All right. The biggest thing that I learned. Out of all of the lessons that I learned, the biggest one that I've taken is to be patient, really. Be patient with yourself in your recovery after hiking. Be patient with others that you're working with. Be patient with the people that you're trying to help. Patience. It is a virtue, and it's one that I'm trying to learn.
That is actually a great thing. I myself have never been hiking before. I would love to, but I don't know. I don't want to faint. But it sounds really fun, and I like that picture where there was stars in the sky, because like we barely see stars here, and I always go out and I'm like, oh yeah, there's one, but then it's always like just one. I've never like
Yeah.
seen a very star-filled sky yet.
Mhm.
So yeah, I feel like that would be a great experience, and if anybody would like to go, then that would definitely be a great one.
Absolutely.
And we may not have bears, we may not have goat panning, but we do have many ways to enjoy outdoor and indoor recreation in North Carolina and out of North Carolina. So right now, I would like to move to Richmond, and would like to see what they have, what's interesting. So if Jerry can pull that up, and then everyone else can see what happens in Richmond. So yeah, I think we were supposed to have sound on the video, but anyway, Richmond was once like the capital of the Confederacy, and I think that's a really great thing. That's like the huge thing. Is it supposed to have sound? Hmm. So yeah, Richmond was like a former capital of the Confederacy, and it has a lot of history that comes with it. I would love to go there one day. The only time I was in Richmond was when I went to visit Virginia Commonwealth University. So I think it's a very great place to be. I unfortunately didn't get the chance to go and see everything, but it was a really nice place. I don't know if anyone has any experience on going to Richmond. You can just share what you enjoyed. But yeah.
So I've actually been to Richmond, and one of the things that I did notice is it's not nothing like Raleigh, North Carolina. It definitely has its own vibe of being like an old fashioned city, and there's nothing wrong with that. It just feels incredible. It's a bit nostalgic when you walk around the streets, and it feels a little bit homey to me since I come from a town where everything's interconnected, and it's just the layout of the city just makes everything seem interconnected. So I would definitely, advise anyone who's interested in going to Richmond to go to Richmond. But other than Richmond, we also do have a lot more places in North Carolina and outside North Carolina that I can enjoy. Another example of this would be Edenton, which is actually where the first governor of North Carolina was based. And so I think we're gonna pull up the website for Edenton right now. And there it is, Edenton, North Carolina. So yeah, if y'all definitely are in touch with the history of North Carolina and love exploring and seeing the outdoors, I feel like Edenton would be a perfect place to visit. We don't have bears that we don't have to worry about over there. And unfortunately, we don't have gold mining or gold panning, which would be pretty cool to experience. But it still has its own rich history that is definitely, um, you know, a great idea to explore.
Yeah, and all those places, you can just go there for a day's trip. It does not have to be longer than that. So it, you can just go as a friends group, or, just you and your family, or you could do a solo trip. It could still be fun because you just go there and come back. You don't have to follow a certain order. So it's always a good thing to go. But right now we're gonna go to Newbern next, and we're gonna show you guys what happens in Newbern. This is just gonna be the website, and my friend went to Newbern and to the beach, and they were like, "Oh, you've got to come see this." I haven't yet, but yeah, I do look forward to going there. So yeah, Newbern was also the next capital of NC State, of North Carolina State, followed by Raleigh and Fayetteville. So if you have never been to Newbern, then you really need to go there. I don't know if Kevin, tell me what you know about Newbern.
Unfortunately, I haven't been lucky enough to be able to visit Newbern. I'm not really a beach person. I'm more of a mountains person. However, I did get the chance to wrestle in Newbern back in high school, so we did go along the beach, and as a non-beach goer, I did enjoy the view, which is really nice to see.
Yeah, that's very nice. And we're gonna see the Tyrant Palace next. And you can also go there in one day. So yeah. Oh yeah, and also there's a lot of boats like we saw for Newbern. So if you're also somebody who likes to go on boats, or I'm sure you can go fishing as well in the boats. But yeah, so this is Tyrant Palace, and I really don't know much about it, but I'm pretty sure if you're someone who likes history and someone who's more interested in gardens, they have nice gardens as well. I love gardens. I love flowers. So I think I'll go there.
So if you definitely do visit New Bern, something I do know is Tyrone Palace is actually in New Bern. So that's definitely gives you something, to make a quick day trip about. You can go visit the beach and visit Tyrone Palace all on the same day. It
Yeah.
sounds like a great way to relax, both outdoors and indoors.
Hmm. Yeah, it's definitely a great thing. And like if you like go with a group of people and then some do not like the water, it could be actually a great thing, you just part ways, people someone goes to the beach and some go and nobody's day is ruined. But there it's also famous for jun canoe dancers, and I think it'll be a great thing. You just go, you stay at the beach, and then after that, you just go see dancers. You might even dance though. It's really great.
It's an
But I'd also like to talk about. Or were you about to say something?
Oh, I was gonna say up next, we got the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences.
Right. So I've actually had an opportunity to volunteer at the National Museum of Natural Science. Um, it's a really great place to be. I love it. I go there like every Saturday sometimes, and I volunteer at the National Visual Lab. So we just be 3D printing stuff and showing it to children, and children are crazy about what exactly is going on. But then there's a lot. There's dinosaur bones. There is whale bones. I did not know that whales could grow up to that big. See, the first time I saw the bones of a whale, I was like, "You're lying. That skeleton, that's not a whale." I was like, "No, that's a dinosaur because they're so huge." But then they have a lot of things going on. They even show movies sometimes. I know they have a theater there where you can go, and then this was probably a movie that they were showing last week called Dwelling Dinosaurs. So if you're interested, you can just go there and watch a movie about dinosaurs, or you can just walk around, see nature. They also have live snakes. I am terrified of those. So every time I make sure I don't have to go through that way where they have the live snakes. But then it's a really nice place if you want to have a great volunteering experience. I do recommend going to the website and signing up as a volunteer so that you have fun. Um, Kevin, if you'd like to talk about the North Carolina Museum of History, that'll be good too.
Oh yeah, actually, for those of you who are not from North Carolina, the North Carolina Museum of History is actually right beside the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences, and it is honestly incredible. The fact that we have two ginormous museums side by side, one for science and one for history, it's a two for one. The North Carolina Museum of History is obviously an amazing place, if especially if you enjoy seeing history, if you enjoy seeing things from the past come to life. It's that type of enriching experience. And something I do want to point out is that the American Indian Heritage Festival or American Indian Heritage Celebration will be actually this Friday and Saturday. And it'll be co-sponsored by the North Carolina Museum of Science, I believe, and the North Carolina Museum of History. So if y'all want to go out there and experience, Native American culture, then I would definitely advise anyone who is interested in that to go visit the North Carolina Museum of History. It is an amazing spot, and being able to see all the live performances that are about to go down for the celebration, it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, and tomorrow, this Friday, 17th, right? There's gonna be uh I know it's a student event, so if you're a college student, you just go there and you get them for free because you just scan your student ID. So it's appreciating art. So if you want to go there, it's going to be from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. So it's definitely a great thing. So if anybody's interested to go there, I know you're going to meet a lot of different students. And yeah, it's really a fun thing to do, on a Friday night, winding up. You really don't have anything to do on Saturday. So please do consider going there. And yes, it's going to be people from different colleges. So it doesn't just have to be Wake Tech. So you can just go and enjoy yourselves. So we're going to hear from Kevin what else he thinks about any other places that we may not have mentioned here, but he thinks like these are fun. I like Frankie's because of the go karts.
Yeah, one of the things I would like to say is, first of all, quick shout out to everyone who is watching. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your questions. We are reading them, and currently, I do want to bring up what someone said. This is from David Kwan, and he said, "I am planning to go to some of those places during the holidays. Any recommendations for fall events?" So, any recommendations for fall events from you guys first before I go?
I would say New Bern.
Yeah, definitely. If you haven't heard of the, I know someone in the comments said they have never heard of the Tyrone Palace. I would definitely visit that. It's in Newbern. It is not specifically for fall, but it's definitely an amazing thing to experience. One of the fall events that I would recommend locally is the ice skating rink. The UNC Health has the rink. It's just all capital letters, the rink, and where they host their own outdoor ice skating rink in downtown Raleigh at the Red Hat Amphitheater. I feel like that's something that's local here to North Carolina, that is easy to experience, that is fun to experience. If you don't like ice skating, it's okay because they have their own little spot for people to go sit down and just enjoy. So just goes out to David Kwan. If you want something local, I feel like that's probably one of the best fall events that you could go out to. And if you want to do something soon, I definitely would encourage you to go out to the American Indian Heritage event that is going on this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, Michael, do you have any place that you have in mind that you would like to recommend to people who are asking where they would like to go?
I mean, if you're also a bit of a crazy hiker addict like myself, in North Carolina, there are a ton of good hiking trails. One of my favorite is Uwharrie National Forest. I don't know how to spell it. Just voice to text Uwharrie and it'll show up. It is a national forest here in North Carolina. It's probably about an hour drive from Raleigh. It's a lot of wide open camping and hiking terrain. It's semi mountainous. It's nice. I enjoy it. I think Kevin, you would like it too.
Yeah, definitely, because he's a mountain person.
I just love nature. That's all I can say. But before we wrap it up, all I want to remind everyone that all the links to the places we mentioned are in the comment sections. If you guys want to check it out, and another place to check out, Michael, I don't know if you heard it, but Umstead Park in Raleigh, very local. I do like visiting it for myself.
I haven't been to Umstead. I might have to check that out soon. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. There's also Lake Wheeler close to South Campus. If you're local to South Campus, and um, I think there's Bass Lake as well. So, yeah, those are definitely more sites for everyone to go out there and enjoy. But as we can see, we're at wrapping up the last of our minutes here. So I want to give everyone a quick shout out. Everyone who commented, thank you very much. Everything, thank you to everyone who is making this possible. As a reminder, my name is Kevin De Sevilla. I'm a student ambassador and student intern at Wake Tech Community College. Marjorie?
Okay, thank you everyone for being here today and for watching the show. We thank you for all those who commented in the chat. We greatly appreciate you taking your time, listening to what we're talking about, and engaging in conversation with us. Until next time, I'm Marjorie Chanakira. It was nice being here with all of y'all. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you everyone for your